Instead of New Year's resolutions, I do a little checkup with myself every turn of the season. As we are moving from spring to summer, it's time to do some soul searching and see what has to change. My plan for this summer was to try new things in terms of creativity, not in general. Don't worry, I'm not going bungee jumping anytime soon or ever. The plan is still on. I have a few projects in mind that will require to learn new things, to acquire new skills. But there is something else that bothers me lately. It's my response to what is happening around the world. I started to consume too much media about the state of affairs. By media, I mean podcasts, commentaries, shorts, and blog posts. I don't watch TV or access big media outlets, and I'm trying to keep the time I spend reading news as short as possible. And yet, I still started to feel overwhelmed. I am aware there have always been wars. Since World War II ended, there hasn't been a single day without a war or conflict happening somewhere in the world. People were dying. There were catastrophes, natural events, dramatic political changes, or diseases spreading around the world. But this time, it feels different. I have this feeling of doom. It's like watching people on the Titanic laughing, dancing, and drinking while half of it is already underwater. This is summer 1939 vibe.
Chodź, chodź. Biegnij do taty.
No już.
The more doomy and gloomy I feel, the more I wonder, is this real or am I overreacting? Because I am being constantly bombarded with people's condensed opinions on so many upsetting, dramatic and tragic things happening around the globe. It is this constant stream of already formed opinions, which in most cases are being given to us in a form that is supposed to make us feel rage or fear. We are not having a conversation where we state the facts, exchange opinions, talk through our fears, and finish with some kind of hope, or a feeling of support, or at least understanding from other people, seeing the same problems but maybe in a slightly different way. And I don't want to be part of this anymore. I don't want to add more doom and gloom to my normal levels of doominess and gloominess. There is a difference between being an informed, interested, involved citizen and being a distressed, anxious, and constantly worried shell of a human being. I need to find balance. So this is the second part of my plan for the summer. I want to stop checking the news. No political commentary, no shows, no podcasts. And that, folks, is the plan for the summer. Trying new creative things and keeping ourselves sane. At the same time, the 1939 summer vibe is in the air, so there is no chance for dancing lambada and drinking umbrella cocktails type of summer, which is not my thing anyway. I decided to do something to tickle my brain in the most summerish way I can imagine. Reading books I might find difficult to read at other times of the year. As days are longer, the sun is shining, and the temperature stops me from other activities, I read. And I tackle the heavy load. By heavy load, I mean big-sized books, but also difficult topics and writing styles that are more challenging to read. Blue Skies and Sunshine makes the perspective of 600 pages long classic about crime and punishment or 1,000 pages long history of Rome less daunting. As I feel things are falling apart, I want to try new things, find new ways of expressing myself, and read books that will help me achieve it. I want to read 6 modernist books in 3 months. Why modernism? Modernism started as a rebellion against the changing world of the late 19th century. Rebellion against the atrocities of the First World War and the post-war depression. It carried on until 1939, when us, humans, decided to prove that we can do worse than we did 2 decades prior. Modernists felt that we need new means of expressing ourselves, new methods, and we have to break with the past to move forward as societies and individuals, surviving the time when all the structures are falling apart. In literature, it meant new types of narration like stream of consciousness, creating non-linear timelines, giving voice to people who were not heard before, or defying realism by, for example, creating surreal situations for the protagonists. These were the main clues I used to choose the 6 titles. Once I finish, I will tell you all about every single book on the list, but you will have to wait until September. So remember, stay creative and fork the system.